ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is the fear of death and how to overcome such kind of fear. See, let us divide this fear of death into two parts. The first one is the fear of losing life at an impending immediate threat. For example, we are driving on a highway. So, there may be a vehicle coming in the opposite, and the vehicle is coming in a zigzag position, and you are afraid that you may lose the life if that vehicle hits our vehicle. So, this kind of fear from an immediate threat. Then the second type is the fear of losing life in a distant future. So, in this kind of fear of losing the life in a distant future, the essential thing is, if the life does not end in a preferred way. So, this is a question, $1,000 question for each and every one, because many people wants to leave the world in their own preferred way, maybe at their home, or maybe at their homeland, or in the vicinity of the near and dear. And for a devotee, whether he can remember the name of Lord at the last moments and all that. So, this is very much prevalent in all the human beings, this kind of fear of death. See, then the real fear is at the sight of losing whatever you have earned in the life. So, whether it is wealth, relationships, all that. So, whatever we have earned in the life, so the fear is losing of all those possessions, and because of our attachment to those relationships and wealth and all that. So, and the third type of fear of death is, this is the real fear, and this is the pivotal fear. That means the fear of losing you, fear of losing yourself. So, so much attachment is there with the body and mind, and so, and as we feel that we are the body and mind, so such feeling is responsible for the fear of death. This is the another kind of fear of death, and it is very pivotal and it is the essence of all the fears because of our attachment to the respective things in life. So, more than that, our acquaintance with, our acquaintance and attachment more than anything else to the fear itself invisibly and unknowingly. See, that fear is there in all of us of losing ourselves. So, and even that fear is also an attachment. Now, the death asked life once, we are on the flip side of each other, life and death. Then why people love you and hate me? This is the question asked by death to the life. Then the life replied like this, because I am a beautiful lie and you are a painful truth. So, this is the kind of a position and feeling in the human beings, in fact in all the living creatures. Now, one master has said a beautiful real incident about this fear of death. The master said one of his disciples narrated his own experience in this regard. So, the disciple who is fond of trekking, once he used to take those trekking tours because he is a single and very adventurous type. Very often he used to go to Himalayan ranges. So once he went for such kind of trekking in the Himalayan mountains, and he took the assistance of a guide. So after trekking for some time, as it is getting the dark in the evening, so the guide took him to a cave where a hermit lived. So because the guide want to take a halt for the night in that cave. So the hermit told both the guide and this disciple that you should not go out of the cave in the night, as there will be wild animals which will be going around in this area. But the disciple, after finishing his dinner, decided to sleep outside the cave in that snow white mountains. He wanted to have a view of the beautiful stars in that Himalayan ranges. So he had his own kind of a sleeping bag and he slept outside, but the guide slept inside. So in the middle of the night, when he pulled his jeep little bit down to see the sky and the stars, he has noticed a snow leopard was standing there majestically besides his sleeping bag. So then immediately he pulled up the jeep, and then he was really shivering with fear. So he spent about 30 minutes in that state, and after 30 minutes, just after he has sensed that snow leopard has left, he pulled his jeep bag, I mean the jeep in the bag of the sleeping bag, and has seen that the leopard has left that place. And he has told the master that because of that the good meditation which the master taught to him and which he practiced, he was able to maintain that crystal awareness about the things surrounding him in that night, and those 30 minutes which he spent were really like a lifetime for him, and he never experienced the duration of those 30 minutes in his life, because and he said he has meditated on the object of fear, that is a leopard. He want to think something else, but that fear object, that is the leopard, is only coming in his thoughts, where she has gone and all that. So the master asked him, what is how could you gain that razor sharp awareness, not about not in this situation, but in which situation again you can get that kind of thing? Master said, it is only in solitude minus the fear. Only in that kind of solitude, when there is no fear, then you can have that kind of razor sharp awareness. So the point here is, though he said that he has meditated on the object of fear. So the point here is that kind of fear, because the fear is an old acquaintance. It comes invisibly, though we may not recognize it, it comes, and it just spreads the whole body like power. So the essential part of the fear of death is that we lose our life. So the disciple has also told the master that in those 30 minutes, His entire life has came in his before him, and he could recollect all that memories and all that. So the point here is, how can you conquer or overcome the real fear of death in life? See, if you live totally, if you have lived the life intensely, then that intensity, that totality of the life would have conquered the fear of death. You may ask how? Because when once live every moment of life with joy, with understanding of the life and its nature. Life is momentary. So every moment you have to be awake, alert and enjoy. If you lead such a kind of life, then you will realize that you have lived your life to the fullest extent, and then you can even invite the death. You will be prepared for the last journey. See, if you are afraid of the destination itself, how can you enjoy the journey of life positively? Because you are afraid of the journey, the destination itself. So once you start living the life to the fullest extent, then this kind of fear of losing life can be overcome. So there is a very beautiful and interesting story, also real story. One disciple who has recovered from the illness of cancer has met his master after her recovery and told him like this: Master, I used to attend your satsangs, listen to your teachings, read your books and all that. But when this kind of illness has hit me, I could not attend, and I could not present in your presence. I could not be present in your satsangs to be in your presence. But during this kind of illness, I suffered nearly for 6 months. In that, totally I have immersed myself in your teachings by listening to your audio cassettes, by reading your books, and in contemplation of you and all that. And I don't know how your love has transformed my illness. So I was cured of that deadly disease, and here I am before you in gratefulness, immense gratefulness, immense gratitude, and I thank you very much for your grace and love showered on me. Then the master said, my dear, the cure has caused because of this. See, the illness has given an opportunity for you, and you have utilized that opportunity to be in totality and to get connected to the totality inside me. Your totality has got connected into the totality which is in me, and that has caused this cure. So, that everything is your love towards your master in totality that has caused this cure. So, the point here is, when you are with life in totality, then that becomes a preparation. Your living becomes a kind of a preparation. Joyful living becomes a preparation for the in the journey, and it gets prepared you for the last moments, and this way you can overcome the fear of losing life, as you have lived the life intensely and totally. So, remember that when the fear of losing life dawns, please note that it is a tremendous opportunity for anyone to get connected with something in you which is eternal. See, when you are sleeping, it is there. When you are unconscious, without any knowledge, it is there. When you meet some people whom you have not met in your life before, you feel some kind of connectivity, and that in that connect it is there. It is the eternal soul of yourself. It is the immortal soul of yourself. It is there always. So, that eternity is there as a seed in you. In fact, when nothing is dying and nothing is taking a rebirth, it is only the matter is getting transformed. See, it gets transformed into various shapes, roles, and all that. So, only they change, roles change, shapes change, but the sum total remains the same. So, you are the immortal soul. Try to understand and connect yourself with that eternal being in your self. So, once you get connected with that immortal being in yourself, then you feel that you are the infinite, you are the indestructible, unfathomable, eternal, blissful soul. So that's how, with this realization, when it dawns, it transforms you to an eternal world, to an eternal feeling of immortality. See, when you dream, when you are asleep, you feel the dream is real. But when you are awake, then you feel that it is a dream. So, similarly, the life is also like a dream. So, if you are awake and if you are with that constant awareness that you are the Atman, the eternal soul, and a divine being of the eternal divinity, then you will live a joyful and beautiful life and live this world with all smiles. Thank you.